Hello, everybody. We're continuing on with Jack and the Beanstalk. We've read two versions of it, and now we're going to go on. We need to hear the giant side of the story. So we're going to read, Trust Me, Jack's Beanstalk Stinks. This is Jack and the Beanstalk, told by the giant. Let's hear what he has to say, because there's always different versions of a story, and there's always different sides of a story, too. So let's see his take on what happened. All right, trust me, Jack's Beanstalk stinks. The story of Jack and the Beanstalk, as told by the giant. This is by Eric Byrne and illustrated by Cristian Bernardini. Okay, here he is. People think it's easy being a giant. You get to be rotten, grumpy, and loud. You're big and tough. You have gobs of treasure. And nobody tells you to behave. Giant life is no picnic, though. It's hard to find shoes that fit. My knees hurt from the weight of my huge body, and I'm always hungry. Always. But the worst thing, humans. Humans are part of a balanced giant breakfast. But when you're not eating them, they're a real pain. Sometimes they laugh at me behind my back. They call me stinky and fatso. They ring my doorbell and run away. Ha ha ha, very funny. This boy named Jack was extra bold. He came up through the clouds one day while I was out gathering a small breakfast. He tricked my wife into feeding him, then hid inside of my house. I mean, come on. Would you hide inside of a human's house? That's a crime. Well, he didn't trick me. I could smell him. He smelled delicious. Fee-fi-fo-fum, I said. In giant, that means something like, go on home now. I promise I won't eat you. But he stayed in his hiding place, the little rat. She says, maybe you still smell the kitty casserole from supper last night. After breakfast, I took a nap, like I always do. Eating makes me tired. And when I did, Jack stole a bag of my gold. Humans, nutritious, and sneaky. Sometime later, Jack came back again and again. He tricked my wife into letting him inside. When I came home from picking up a light breakfast, I could smell him. I knew who it was. She says, maybe you still smell that little dude's stew from last night. Fee-fi-fo-fum, I yelled. This can also mean, give me back my gold and we'll call it even. I definitely won't eat you. But he didn't come out. Just like before, I ate my meal and I tried to forget about Jack. I relaxed with my goose, the one that lays the golden eggs. Soon I took a little snooze. And of course, that pesky boy couldn't let a guy rest. You know what he did? He stole my goose. The lousy, no good, miserable thief. The last time Jack came around, I called out, fee-fi-fo-fum. This can even mean, darn it, I'm really angry now. My wife and I searched, but couldn't find him. I kept looking, but soon I got hungry. I know, big surprise. After breakfast, I enjoyed some lovely music. My golden harp sang to me, and the sound was even sweeter than boy berry pie. I rested my eyes a bit. I'd finally forgotten about Jack. The next thing you know, my harp is yelling, Master, Master! Jack was running off with it, and I thundered after. I almost caught up with them, but they disappeared into the clouds. And there it was, a big beanstalk. Jack was climbing down it. Well, I'm a smart guy, and I know a dangerous thing when I see it. I didn't want to go down there. No way. But when my harp called out again and again, so down I went, down, down. And that stalk was wobbly, but I kept going. The beanstalk shook once, twice, then toppled over. Jack had chopped it with an axe. I fell and broke my crown. That's the old-fashioned way of saying I whacked my head really hard, or really good. Even if you're big, tough, and a giant, that hurts. My wife said I should forget about Jack, but I sometimes look through the hole in the clouds. Jack and his mother got rich selling golden eggs. They fattened up nicely. And Jack got married. My golden harp sang at the wedding. It was a lovely party. I'll tell you one thing. Someday when my crown feels better, I'm going down there to get my stuff back. Maybe I'll grab lunch while I'm there too. So, do you believe the giant or do you believe Jack? Whose side are you on? Who's being good and who's being bad? Depends on the story, right? Well, you tell me. Who do you think is better? Is it Jack or is it the giant?